For you here is the wonderful panel who will give you an overview of why we're here, all the work that goes into creating this wonderful event we have, and recognizing the talent that we have in the culinary scene in Singapore. We have Mr. Peter Knip, the principal for A La Carte Productions Limited. We have the lovely Miss Jacqueline Tan here as well, who is the Managing Director and the Head of Credit Payment Products, Citibank Singapore. And then we have Mr. Christophe Magel as well, who is heading the At Sunrise Singapore. What we will...
At Sunrise Global Chef Academy.
Oh,
We're almost
I
there.
do apologize.
No worries.
So we are absolutely privileged because we have received over 1,000 candidates who have taken part at, or rather have put in their entries for the World Gourmet Series Awards of Excellence. From these 1,000 entries, over 1,000 entries, I must correct myself, we have narrowed it down to, or rather, there's 28 different categories. And in these categories, there's 5 different finalists who we will be unveiling this afternoon. On top of, in addition to the 28 categories, we also have 5 scholarships that will be given to budding culinary talent in the Singapore scene. And I will let Mr. Kanip take us a little bit through what the processes are to identify these finalists. Mr. Kanip.
Thank you, Ms. Wani. It's wonderful to be in such illustrious group of people. To make you all stand up makes me talk a lot faster. And rather than going through over 200 individual names, we'll shorten the whole process. There's too much good food, too much good wines, spirits, and what have you waiting for us. A couple of awards that we want to highlight, of course, is the Citibank Restaurant Manager of the Year, of course. At the end of the day, the latest TED work is all about service. And we have had 2 interesting articles in the last 2 days on the subject matter. We've got the Classified Foods Pastry Chef of the Year, which is going to be another highlight, albeit a bit of a controversial one. Our Lifetime Achievement Award will be given out, and it's called the Delise Lifetime Achievement Award. KitchenAid Chef of the Year, of course, Meat Livestock Australia Rising Chef of the Year, one of the most hotly contested awards, and of course the Top Wine Sommelier of the Year. But for me, the personal passion has always been about scholarships. And the scholarships, we did the evaluation last Saturday, and we've had a few people there participating in this lunch, where a chef, a pastry chef, or aspiring pastry chef, service professional, sommelier, butcher, and they all participated in the selection process. We've got for the hospitality the Aquapana Hospitality Scholarship, for the wines at Paul Jaboulet and Chateau La Lagune, butchery, meat livestock, culinary apprentice program. Mr. Huber, I heard you were the toughest chief judge of them all. God, I can just imagine. All of you know I started in Asia under his tutelage, so I can just... One of the scholars came back to me and said, hey, worse than university exam. And true as it is. Then we have the culinary at Sunrise Global Chef and Johnson & Wales Culinary Scholarship, which has been going for years, and the Valrhona Pastry Scholarship. And why is that so close to me? Because it's truly, don't switch off your phone, do it like me, let it ring in the middle of a speech. This is a community chest. They're talking about the charity dinner, which is happening in about a month's time, sold out already. Scholars, the future of the industry, I think in today's environment, is truly even more important. And I want to share an experience with you that happened over the past 12 months or so. We had a few young scholars, which we followed the traditional voting process, selection process. They did their academic answers, they did the interviews and so on and so forth, but with a little difference. We've lost 3 scholarships last year, and I want to talk about it because I think it's important. One young scholar went to a winery and immediately started to negotiate whether he could take over the winery and represent them. Another scholar went over and said, oh, I'm here for 2 weeks holidays. And we had another scholar who went over and said, oh, I don't want to be a sommelier, I want to go and sell wines. And we have therefore re-evaluated all the scholarships, and while we still follow the traditional selection process, at the end of the day it was more the attitudes than the aptitude, one of the things we're suffering in this industry. So it was very clear, and the selection panel paid attention whether this individual actually has a future inside the industry. Because we have to grow the industry, we have to expand it. So you will afterwards see, we will put it on screen, inside and outside. We will show you all the award recipients and so on and so forth, award nominees, etc. I want to say thank you to Aquafana, San Pellegrino, yet again, and for extremely special reason, Annabelle and Esti, that you continue to support the True Awards every year of Singapore. There's a lot of these awards are around these days, but take a look around. We want to say thank you to Coffex for doing fantastic coffee. We put them right in front of the other coffee academy. Coffex is really good. We want to say thank you to Sunfresh, to Giorgio Ferrari for his wine and Proseccos. Do you all want to have a glass of Prosecco now? You don't deserve it because you don't answer, never mind. And, oh, we will have ours, you know. Just wanted to see, and then Walter's Pilsner beer already had one, as you can thank. We want to say thank you once again to At Sunrise, because At Sunrise has continued to support the events massively, and I want to thank all of you for coming. This is truly an important occasion for us. It's in its 13th year, and it's very meaningful that we have so much support, that we have so much encouragement, and so much participation. But you all know, like all the awards go, there can only be one. However, people that made it to the top 4 or 5 are true representative of this industry that is in so much turmoil right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Peter. Jacqueline, would you like to share a few words with us as well? Thank you.
Hi. Hello. Hi, a very good afternoon to all of you. It is a great pleasure to be here today. And on behalf of the team at Citibank, we are extremely proud to be presenting the WGS Award of Excellence here today, and also being able to be adopting the Restaurant Manager of the Year Award. And this is for the 5th consecutive year that we've been doing so. At Citi, you know, we are strong advocates in promoting the culinary art scene here in Singapore. And the strategic partnership with Peter Knip and Group, and in promoting the WGS, shows our continuous commitment as well as our leadership within the dining space here. In Citi, we believe in 2 things. One, which is creating value, and the other one, which is creating experience. In terms of creating value, we believe in giving value to our customers as well as our card members, and that's the reason why we have our flagship Gourmet Pleasures program here in Singapore that has been running for many, many years, extremely successful, that gives the guaranteed best dining deals around Singapore, the largest network of dining merchants island-wide. But we know it's not just about value, it's about experience as well. So that's the reason why it's critical for us to be part of WGS Award of Excellence, because we strongly believe that this is a platform that recognizes both individuals as well as establishments here in Singapore that has helped promoted the vibrancy of the entire culinary scene altogether, and more importantly as well, putting Singapore on the map as a destination for culinary experience. So I would like to wish all the finalists all the very best, and we are extremely confident on the continued success this year. Thank you.
Chef, if I may invite you to say a few words as well.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Once again, welcome to at Sunrise Global Chef Academy. It's a real pleasure to see so many people in a midday week afternoon coming to celebrate the Awards of Excellence. I understand many of you don't know much about the Academy. That's your first visit, so please, after the ceremony, go around, have a look at the facility. We are the only nationally recognized CET center delivering nationally recognized diplomas for F&B. So we teach anything from pastry, bakery, culinary, F&B service, Mr. Knip, F&B management. We have been supporting the World Gourmet Summit for the last decade. Numerous of master classes have been held within the Institute very successfully. We have also given out more than 20 scholarships over those many years. And we're once again very proud to be associated with the event by giving out the At Sunrise Global Chef Academy and Johnson & Wales University Scholarship, which is a very prestigious scholarship. This individual will be able to attend his scholarship with one of the best campuses for culinary arts in the United States of America, most probably in Providence, where is the main campus. And At Sunrise relationship with Johnson & Wales goes back way to 2004, where we have co-jointly delivered a program called ACP, which I'm sure many of the chefs in this room have their graduates with them in their kitchen. I see Wolfgang knocking his head over there. And yeah, so once again, thank you for your support. And if you do need any training or education, all right, anything from modular to certificate to diploma to degree pathway for yourself or your staff, please come and see me, okay? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chef. We just thought we'd have a little conversation about why we're here and about the future of the whole dining industry and the culinary scene in Singapore. And here's a question for Mr. Knip, if I may. You've been doing this for 17 years, the World Gourmet Summit. The Awards of Excellence is now in its 13th year. Takes a certain personality, I suppose, to keep at it for as long as you have.
It takes us. Hello. Is it working? Are we getting there? Hello, Studio 8, Studio 9. Thank you very much. I don't think it's so much a certain personality, but I think it's certain partnerships. And two of our strongest partners among the many that we have, Citibank and at Sunrise, continue to encourage and to support. That's really what it takes. It takes a group of dreamers almost, or people that believe so passionate in the industry that they want to give back and they want to support and encourage. And I think that is really what it is. Now, one thing I'd like to publicly announce. Some of you, please do not send me Facebook, email, SMS, and tell me that you would like to win the award. I also like to win the award, trust me. Oh, they're all doing it, but I will be the last person in the world that knows what's going on. We manage the awards. We try to supervise the best we can, like a certain restaurant groups that told 2 employees, go on the computer, change email address and keep voting, and we get about 80 or 100 votes from this one group. We do have ways and means to find that out, number one. Number two, I have zero influence, with one exception. I have a very strong opinion on the lifetime achievement, but the rest of the awards, we are merely policing it. We are merely learning from all the awards. We want to do it as fair as possible. There's public opinion, there's the professionals, there's the suppliers, there's the peers, and it goes through a process. And instituted this year, there's a panelist of 5 individuals that are locked in a room, and they, independently of the votes, go through the top 5 just to make sure that we are on the right track. It's a long, painful process. So please don't write to me. I have nothing to do with it except running it and getting the support from you guys. Okay? Does it leave any questions open? Thank you. Hello? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Peter. The one question I suppose that comes to everyone's mind when you talk about the World Gourmet Summit is the caliber of the international chefs and the culinary experts we do attract to Singapore every year. However, Singapore has failed to produce a Michelin-star restaurant. Why do you think that is? There seems to be all the resources available. Any thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, this will probably, I just started looking at some property across the causeway for retirement home, just in case. To me, it's a very simple thing. Do we have the quality culinary-wise? Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, a survey a couple of months ago said that young primary kids were asked for their dream job, and guess what? The dream job was to become a chef. 15 years ago, they would have been slapped right, left, and center. They want to say thank you to the media, to television, to cable, to internet for making that happen. It's truly incredible. But kitchen and food is only one part of the aspect. Someone wrote a few days ago in a commentary he thought something was gimmicky. I would like to tell that person, wake up. Food and beverage has been a show forever. In the 60s, 70s, we had tableside cooking. We had a show on the floor. It was a complete interactive dining experience. And for very good reason, the kitchen moved back into the kitchen. But it has come out again. People look for a complete sensory experience. And with the recent announcement of further cuts, are we going to provide Michelin star service? I think it's going to be harder and harder. Because you need to have people that are passionate about it, that are committed to spend the hours, and it's just going to be more difficult. Is it impossible? Of course not. Plus, there's always been rumors around, but at the end of the day, why is Michelin in Japan? Why are they in Hong Kong? Why are they in Macau? And why are they not here yet? And Mr. Major is clipping this microphone because as a true French national, he has a strong opinion about it. And it's a conversation. But who needs Michelin? Why don't we have the Citibank restaurant guide?
Absolutely, Peter. And I think, even though I'm French and I should be backing them up 200%, but I truly believe, after so many years in Singapore, is Michelin important? Yes, they are. But there's other ratings which are equally as good. Every rating is very controversial. Every year when Michelin releases the 3 Michelin star in France, it's a big commotion amongst the profession and the foodies. But when I look into this room here today, we have definitely a lot of Michelin star pool of type of chefs. So there's nothing to be shy about it. I think, do we need them to be here? Yeah, it would have put us apart with the rest of the region. But should we be really proud about our restaurant and food scene? Yes, we can, because it's definitely world class, without being shy about it at all.
I don't think that the issue was that we're not proud of what we have. The question was why we don't have them. And in a classical, I call it local and regional way, people do look at this guide, like it or not. So the question remains, why are they not here? And we'd like to have some clear answers. Do we agree with their ratings? Not necessarily. In Japan, they're highly controversial, which is okay. But at the end of the day, there is, love it or hate it, at least there is a direction somewhere.
Well, I think all the great restaurants in Singapore are full already anyway, no? Aren't they?
Yeah, the other day, a certain resort, people walked by the restaurant and half the restaurant was empty, and the guests wanted to go in and have a table for 4, and the maitre told them, sorry sir, we can't accommodate you, we don't have enough service staff. And it was one of the top-rated restaurants in Singapore. Fact and proven. Talk to me in private. Thank you.
If I can bring it back to that.
Yeah, I think I'll just probably jump in while we go through the nice debate here. I think just bringing back, I think that's the reason why a platform like Award of Excellence is critical in promoting the culinary scene here. And I mean, in my humble opinion, I think it's critical for us, and it's for platforms like this that can put Singapore on the map as a culinary destination. So that's probably, I'll leave it where it is.
100% agree. Well spoken.
Well, Peter, if you go into tire manufacturing, maybe you can compete with them.
But if I can just bring it back.
He is half French, but his roots are half German, so forgive him.
Sorry, Peter, this next question might actually mean that you do have to go across the causeway, but just with the recent clampdown on the number of, I suppose, international talent that the restaurant and entertainment industry can hire, what does that mean for Singapore's aspiration to be a world-class dining destination? Can you do without? Because there's very little evidence to indicate that Singaporeans are truly considering the culinary industry as their first career choice. Is that changing?
I think it's less about the Culinary Institute. I think we're doing quite well in the culinary side of things, but I think in the service side, we are really lagging behind, which doesn't mean we don't have the talent. We see some people that absolutely want to get into it, but if they're young, then the parents, relatives, or the social environment, basically, they get questioned. And you don't have this kind of behavior. I mean, it's a problem. Yes, it's globally a problem, but with Singapore being that what we call small red dot, with almost zero unemployment, with people having choices, you've got a number of issues. Respect for the profession, of course, salary are an issue, and then comes the knowledge competency. If I went to France, I went to a restaurant, 80 people, I have 3 servers. They don't take orders writing them down, they memorize them. They serve you, they clear the table, they do the beverage, they do the cashiering, they do the works. 3 people. Perfect. Not fast, not slow. And I had a Singaporean very senior official with me. I said, can we do that back home? He said, no, can't. I said, why? First they complain, then they have to talk to one another, and then it's too much hard work. And he went on and on and on. And I said, okay, I rest my case. So, you know, I think food-wise we have done it. We have a hell of a lot of work to do on the service side of things. And I'm sure Christoph and Jacqueline, you eat out quite a bit, as do many of you. And do we really get the service? Yeah, we get it sometimes. We get it in some places. Do we get it consistently? No, we don't.
If I just may add on that, I think, Peter, you have a very good point. I think culinary pastry bakery is definitely well regarded today as a profession. And you mentioned the pool as being a top profession. Like in the US, culinary arts has been rated as the top profession countrywide. So it shows that there is a great change, not just locally, but globally. However, F&B service, F&B management as a profession has still some efforts to be done in that area to promote it as a profession and make people understand you can build a great career out of serving people and managing restaurants. And at Sunrise is going to embark into some research and survey in the next couple of months and working very closely with the industry, trying to find out more what can we do together on promoting that element of the F&B, which is critical because, you know, we can cook as good as we can, but if there's nobody to deliver it properly on time with style and explain to the customer what was done to that plate, it's as good as nothing. So yes, there's a long road ahead, but let's not give up. We have faced too many challenges, and I'm sure together with all the people in this room, with institutes like us, we can work together on changing those trends for sure.
Thank you so much.